Just like real life, graphics cards in Escape from Tarkov are extremely rare. You can only buy them from scalpers and they're worth a fortune. But the truth of the matter is, graphics cards have plenty of different spawns across a wide variety of maps that don't even require keys. So today we're going to be diving into some of the best spots to find graphics cards, period, so that you guys can either get your quest done, make some money, slap them in your Bitcoin farm, or whatever you want to do with these beautiful graphics cards. Stick around and enjoy. Now, heading straight past Ollie, we are going to be heading inside towards a store here called Texo. Interchange in general has the most graphics card spawns out of every map. Unfortunately though, this area is incredibly dangerous, so don't expect to rock up to Texo and start checking all of these shelves without having someone ruin your day. You need to keep your eyes peeled out of every nook and cranny, including on top of some of these other objects near the shelves, as items can spawn on them. You want to be checking the ground, and you really do want to be keeping your eye out, especially for things that glow. Now, one of the most overlooked spawns, I would say, for graphics cards in general is just nearby in the furniture store. But this graphics card spawn to the right here near the PS4 has been actually one of the highest spawning GPU spawns in the game for me recently. After you're done here, you can also pop over to Rasmussen. Now, this store here, once again, there are so many people coming in here. But the thing with this store is a lot of people don't check the floor. The Tetris and Tech spawns not only on the shelves all around, but also on the floor. And trust me, on my scav runs, I've walked through here and had a lot of good luck with idiots walking completely past them. After we're done here, we're going to be heading up what I call Omaha Beach. In other words, the stairs to Techlight. Now, this is not a good place to be running up late in raid, just pointing it out there right now. The loot in Techlight is amazing. There is so much to be found inside Techlight. Make sure to check on top of all of these shelves. It can be very hard to spot some of these sometimes, so make sure that you're looking at the very, very top shelf at all times. Otherwise, you can walk past things very, very easily. After we finish in Techlight, we are actually going to be heading over to the store next to Techlight. And this is, I don't even know how to pronounce this. I just call this Multicolor Tech or Dark Tech. On top of all these podiums is another chance for a graphics card, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled when you're around this area anyway. From here, we're going to head down to the first floor, past Mantis and Brutal. Now, we're going to be heading towards a store here called German, a dark tech store on the first floor. Now, this one's pretty good. Make sure to check along these back shelves and on the podiums in the middle and the other shelves on the other side, as you can find graphics cards in this store quite commonly. After we finish here, we're going to be heading towards a store called TTS. Now, TTS is a really, really good store. Graphics cards can spawn all along these shelves here, where you can see I found this Tetris. You can find plenty of different tech on these shelves. All right, so we're heading towards Idea, and this is the blue store, and a pretty obvious one at that. We're going to be heading towards the Idea office. These shelves here, right outside the actual offices here, will spawn graphics cards quite commonly, as well as the back area actually has some decent amount of spawns. Be careful though when you're in the back office. It's very easy to walk past the loot, so make sure you check every nook and cranny and gap for things that are missing. You can walk past things very easily in this area, so make sure you do check properly. Alright, so after we're done here, we're going to be heading towards the power station. Now, the power station is another incredibly dangerous area, as is everything on Interchange. We're going to be heading into the back power station office. As soon as we're inside here, we can check left for some Kappa items. But this open little shelf actually has some really sweet loot in it, graphics cards and other sweet tech. We're here over on Reserve, and we're going to be heading towards the White Bishop building. Heading inside, we're going to be heading up towards Third. Now, I just wanted to point out that this is the drop-down room. You can check for some sweet loot before you jump down. There is a PC room here on the left-hand side with some really old 90s PCs, and the graphics cards do spawn next to these, so keep your eyes peeled. But the main juice in this building is if you jump out of this window and go into the room down below called Drop Down, or RBAK, and check all of these shelves for graphics cards. I did want to point out that this is one of the highest chances to get GPU on Reserve, so make sure to check all of the shelves and the little tables next to it. This is an incredibly dangerous area, and a lot of people will be sniping this building, so be wary of Dome and the White Pawn building opposite. People will be trying to kill you if you stand still. If you want to get out of here, you can actually jump out the back and crouch, and it's a really good way to get the hell away from people as fast as possible. We're going to be heading across towards King. Now, King is one of the most popular buildings in Reserve period, and when I talk about hellholes, well, welcome to hell is accurate. However, these shelves here can spawn things like you see here, a VPX, military circuit boards, and things phase into the server racks themselves, so make sure to stick your nose in these to see if you can find a graphics card. Make sure to use your perception dot to see if you're missing anything, as some items can actually phase into the floor. We're going to check the ones in a little small room next to it, and then after we're done here, we're going to head up towards the second floor. The second floor has a couple Miltech spawns just behind these green crates here, but the main juice is if we open the end door facing White Bishop, we can actually find some sweet loot on the ground here. Graphics cards and other technical loot like Tetris can fetch some really good money. Alright, so we're done here. We're actually going to head up to the third floor and head towards the garage. Now, as soon as we come down into the King garage, you want to be checking every single server rack, check on top of these pallet boards, and make sure that you're not walking past the loot. The loot doesn't spawn in super obvious places and can be floating in the server rack and very easy to miss. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled at all times when walking through here. It can be really dark and very easy to miss. I wanted to point out that it does sometimes blend in with the server rack, so you really do need to be paying attention. Otherwise, you could just be walking past insane loot. We are done on Reserve for graphics cards, and we're going to be heading towards the next map, Shoreline. Alright, so we're here over at the Signal Tower, and the Signal Tower itself actually has some really sweet loot upstairs. As soon as we head up towards the second floor, near the safe and this PC on the ground are some technical spawns. You can find graphics cards laying on the ground here. You can find any sort of item from a computer, basically hard spawns there on the ground, as well as some other items on the table. The main juice of Shoreline is actually located at the resort. Alright, so we're here at the resort, and you're actually going to need a couple keys for this next section of the video. The first key that you're going to need for the East Wing is going to be Health Resort East Wing Office Room 107 key. East 222. You can actually interchange this with 226 as they both unlock the same rooms. The Health Resort Universal Utility Room key. This is interchangeable with the East Wing 328 key, so you can buy either or depending on which one's cheaper. For the West Wing, you're going to need Health Resort West Wing Office Room 104 key. The Health Resort West Wing Room 216 key, and last but not least, Health Resort West Wing 301. Let's head straight into East. As soon as we head inside the resort, we're going to be heading past the 110 key, or the key with tape. This is Sanitar's closet, the LEDX room. Just next to it is a key here called 107. Now, 107 is actually a really good room. A lot of people seem to walk past this room and never loot it. You've got plenty of meds that can spawn here, and on the table, flat out get a blue key card or graphics cards. So just, value all round, as well as a duffel bag and a med bag. Once you're here, you can bang up to the second floor and do either 222 or 226 and get some really good loot. Now, heading inside, you can find some really good shit in here. I mean, technical spawns and graphics cards on the left-hand side, rare spawns in the box down towards your right. You got to be first in, best dressed, guys. If you rock up late, it's probably done. Let's be honest. Heading up towards the third floor, you've got 328. You can find rare spawns, and you can get really good graphics cards on top of this table. Alright, so we're done in the East Wing. We're actually going to be heading over towards Admin. Now, Admin has a couple sweet little spawns around the place. We're going to head up to the second floor. We're actually going to head towards the left-hand side, the side facing the East Wing. Find Artyom's office, which has plenty of spawns on the couch and also on the table where he used to work. You can find graphics cards here and plenty of other things that fetch good money at the moment, especially Tetris and so on and so forth. Now, we're done in the Admin Wing. We're going to be heading towards the West Wing. As soon as we're here, we're going to be running past 112 and we're going to be heading towards a room here called 104. And we're going to be checking all of the shelves under the lamp and also the things behind it for a graphics card and other sweet little goodies. Let's head up towards to one of my favorite rooms on the second floor. Now, obviously, there are plenty of rooms here to loot for good loot, and I have a separate video, a Shoreline loot guide, which I'll link up in the top right corner. But 216 is what we're here for. This is the graphics card room. It's got some other sweet little goodies inside. Now, 216 has some pretty good loot inside. Graphics cards do spawn on the left-hand side on this box as soon as you walk in. All right, let's head up towards the third floor, and we're going to be heading towards the last room here inside the resort, and that is the West 301 key. As soon as you unlock 301, you're going to be checking the white crate in front of you, and this thing can spawn LEDXs on top of it and also down below. And heading around, we've also got more spawns on this table on the left and right hand side. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully this video helped you guys find some of those pesky graphics cards for your quest or make some money on the side. As always, if you do die with these graphics cards in your secure container, you can still put them in your Bitcoin farm and make some decent cash. I'll link some resources down below that can actually show you how much time it takes to produce a Bitcoin and how much each graphics card can actually pay off. As always, guys, I apologize about the lack of videos. I was actually very sick at the moment, so only just getting back into the routine of things. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. If you enjoyed this type of content, consider subscribing. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.